Hey man, let's talk some boxing, man. Let's talk about the latest, events in boxing. First of all, I want to talk about the Earl Spence, Lamont Peterson fight. It's gonna be a really good fight, man. Like a really good fight. We got two guys that like to come forward, two guys that like to go to the body. It's very rare that you get two fighters that like to fight on the inside and got a really good sense of range fighting on the inside and can land actual precise punches on the inside. And Earl Spence and Lamont Peterson displays that very well. Um, I don't. I've been looking at a lot of channels and a lot of people saying that Earl Spence is gonna dispatch of Lamont Peterson easy. I don't see that. I see Lamont Peterson. I see his back is up against the wall. Lamont Peterson has to win a big fight. Lamont Peterson, I believe, is what 32 maybe somewhere up in there. It's time for Lamar Peterson to either put up or shut up, man. He has to win a big fight. I like Lamar Peterson, but he doesn't have a signature fight, man. He's been in there with Bradley. He did beat Khan. That was controversial. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with some good fighters, man. Matisse, Danny Garcia. It's time for Lamar Peterson to get that signature career win. Now, he said he want to make the Hall of Fame. In order to make the Hall of Fame, he's gonna have to get some signature wins. He understands that because the other day he was saying he got to put icing on the cake. He has to put some more meat on the bones per se to make the Hall of Fame. He said that's his mission is to make the Hall of Fame. That's his dream to be in the Hall of Fame. He can get there. Now, if he win this fight right here, this goes a long way of getting that man in the Hall of Fame. A long way, but he had to win a couple more. But in order for him to win the fight, man, he's gonna have to push Spence back on his heels. I don't. Spence has not proven to me that he can fight on his back foot. You know what I'm saying? So and fight effectively in the center of the ring with a guy that can handle himself. The only guy that he fought that I know can handle himself was Kell Brook. Yes, he did stop Kell Brook. But see, a lot of people, they not breaking down that fight and looking at that fight for the future. They just looking at that fight for that day. Yes, he knocked out Kell Brook, but you have to not only see how he beat Kell Brook, but you have to see how he gonna match up, down the line. So when I see that Kell Brook was exceeding him in the center of the ring by out jabbing him, just about outdoing everything to him. Actually, Kell Brook was going to the body better than Earl Spence was more effectively going to the body. I seen Earl Spence going to the body, but Earl Spence does not really open up. He really does not get to that devastating aspect of his game unless he got you on the ropes. Now, when Earl Spence got you on the ropes, man, you know what I'm saying? He can work you over. He can work anybody over on the ropes. Because he's dedicated to digging in the body. When he hit, he doesn't just tap, he doesn't just hit you to the body. He digs to the body. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a dig. You see how that man uses his legs when he dip his hips, dip his shoulders. Boom, he dig into the body. But he doesn't do that in the center of the ring, and until I see different, that's how I have to go by what he has displayed of so far. And Lamont Peterson goes to the body in the center of the ring. I seen Lamont Peterson go to the body in the center of the ring very well. So we will have to see how Lamont Peterson approaches this fight. I he cannot fight the first half like he fought against Danny Garcia against Earl Spence. It's just not going to work. He has to be able to mix up angles, going to the body, pushing Spence back, and boxing and using his jab. So because when Kell Brook was using his jab, Earl Spence was looking kind of iffy, man. He was looking kind of, you know what I'm saying, not right, man. And he doesn't really move his head. I know his trainers say Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying, he avoids punches with his feet. Yes, that's one aspect you can do. You can avoid punches by moving your feet. But he will have to move his head against seasoned fighters. Like Earl Spence gonna have to start moving his head against seasoned fighters. When he start getting in there with like Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman, he's gonna have to start moving his head on the inside mainly in on the outside. So how I see this fight going, come and get him, Burberry. How I see this fight going is I see Errol Spence winning the fight. I have to pick Errol Spence to win the fight because Lamont Peterson has not shown me the consistency of his game against top level fighters. Like you have to be able to be consistent against top level fighters if you want to win a top level fight. And Lamont Peterson has not displayed, much as I like Lamont Peterson, he has not displayed that. And I do like Lamont Peterson's determination, but he just not have displayed the consistency to be the top level fighter. Now maybe he may do it Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to leave him alone, leave him alone. Don't ever chase him. Don't ever chase him. You don't chase him. In order for me to pick Lamont Peterson to win a top level fight, he has to show me first that he can win a top level fight. Now if he can beat Errol Spence, then I'll you know what I'm saying, I'll have to reconfigure and start picking him for these top level fights. But until then, I just can't. Based on the data that I collected on Lamont Peterson so far against top level fighters, I can't pick him to win this fight. I won't be surprised if he win the fight, but my logic cannot pick him to win the fight. And it's this guy by the name of Casual Boxing Talk. The guy got some good, you know what I'm saying, some good points on how he think Lamont Peterson can beat Errol Spence, because he's obviously picking on Lamont Peterson. And he said that Lamont Peterson got good jab, good angles. Lamont Peterson goes to the body. That's all very well and good. But is Lamont Peterson going to be consistent enough? See, what separates good from great to all-time great is a consistency in how they fight. Like, some good fighters can fight at a high level for a short period of time. It's the great ones that can fight at a high level for a longer period of time. That's what separates the good ones from the great ones. And right now, Lamont Peterson is just a good fighter. Now, I'm not even saying that Errol Spence is a great fighter at this point. Errol Spence won one great fight, but I don't think he's a great fighter. He has to show a little bit more consistency for me to say he's a great fighter. Now, he's a good fighter. He won a great fight, so he's on his way to being a great fighter. But as of this point, Errol Spence is not a great fighter. He's a good fighter. You have to show more consistent at beating top level fighters for me to call you great. But it's gonna be a real good fight, man. I see both of these guys taking each other to the limit, man. I really do. See, one thing I do like about Errol Spence, where I can put my hat on about Errol Spence, the man is a dog. The man will bite down and fight and continue to fight harder. That was the difference in that Brook fight. He just fought harder than Brook. He didn't outskill Brook. It wasn't a thing where he outskilled Brook or his game plan was better than Brook's. He just fought harder. And when it was time to fight harder, Kell Brook didn't have anything. He didn't have that level of fighting harder. And he just broke him. Errol Spence broke him. And that's a tribute to Errol Spence's hard work and his mental makeup. See, that's why he's going to always have a chance to win, because of his mental makeup. Errol Spence doesn't do anything great to me. He does some things good, but he doesn't do everything great. But his mental makeup makes up for the things that he doesn't do great. And it can take him to a level of fighting great with his mental capacity. And yeah, I just picked Errol Spence to win the fight, man. I don't know, what you guys think. Let me know in the comment sections. Do you think Errol Spence is going to win, or you think Lamont Peterson is going to win? This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.